We'll call this meeting to order, and please rise for a moment of solemn prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our nation's flag. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amy, has anyone signed up for public comment?
No, Mr. Chairman.
I forgot to sign in. I apologize. Peggy's on here. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Peggy's out. It's for the mom today.
I'll read the standard statement. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The public comment portion of our meeting provides residents and taxpayers of Butler County a reasonable opportunity to comment on matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which are or may be before the board prior to taking official action. Presentations must be limited to 3 minutes. The chairman has asked me to remind everyone that no personal attacks on the character or reputation of county employees, department heads, or any official will be tolerated. Any speaker doing so may be ruled out of order by the chair. I'll call the names in the order that they appear on the sign-up sheet, and when you come to the podium, please state your name and municipality of residence. James Eckstein.
Okay, you ready, Mike? Butler Township, Jim Eckstein. I'd like to speak today on the $3.4 million budget shortfall our County Controller Ben Holland brought to my attention, the public's attention, in the June 29th Butler Eagle. Holland brought to the Controller says county faces a deficit. After further meetings with Ben Holland and conversations with the County Controller Jack McMillan and a briefing by Tim Morris from the county's auditing firm, I've come to the conclusion that the County Commissioner's Office made a mistake when creating the 2015 budget. I'd like to publicly apologize to Ben. I now understand that I agree with Ben and there will be a $3.4 million reduction in the fund balance over a 2-year period. I also agree that this will put us dangerously low on the cash reserves to pay bills at the end of the year. How can any of us correct a mistake if we don't admit to the mistake in the first place? It can't be done. The next step is to determine what can be done now to correct the problem and in the future to keep the mistake from happening again. It is a common practice for some departments to inflate their budgets. The Commissioner's Office is no exception. The short-term answer to this budget shortfall is to evaluate all the county individual fund accounts and bring them down to what's a needed level. 4 examples of this would be the Workers' Compensation Trust Fund. It's $1.3 million total, $500,000 surpluses in that, I believe. Act 13 Shale Impact Fees, $2.8 million total, $1.5 million surplus in that account. Present Commissary Account, $500,000 total, $300,000 surplus in that account. Conservation Account, $1/3 million total, $200,000 surplus in that account. The account from these, the amount from these 4 accounts alone total $2.5 million to address the shortfall. In addition to the $2.5 million from, there were 2 expenses overestimated in the 2015 budget and not included in the ARC was the county's pension payment was overestimated by $500,000, and also we put money in the Act 13 money in the budget. Those 2 things, $500,000 in each, equal another $1 million. The surplus fund in the 4 accounts and through the 2 budget overestimates equals a total of $3.5 million to cover the mistake in the budget. I believe this is a short-term viable solution to the cash shortfall in 2015 and heading off any tax increase for 2016. Should any government agency be keeping an overabundance of people's money for political perks or pork accounts? Former Pennsylvania Governor Don Corbett didn't think so, and neither do I. My goal is to solve the problem without raising taxes. Long term, we need to stop creating more and more county positions and giving out pay raises not seen in the majority of the private sector jobs. We must keep the rate of government growth down, taxes low, and public safety high.
Okay. We have minutes from our July 13th and July 15th meetings. Is there a motion to approve these minutes? Your second? I'll second it. Those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The minutes are approved. Proclamations.
Yes, sir, we have one this morning in recognition of Paul Gaudino. Whereas Paul Godino started out as a shoemaker in Butler, Pennsylvania. Serving as an Army private, Paul met his future wife Barbara when he was stationed in Germany in the 1950s. And whereas in 1971, Paul enrolled in a college television production course at St. Fidelis College with the dream of pursuing a family fitness show on television. And whereas in April of 1971, the Paul Godino Show first aired on television in what would be 30 additional years on television promoting real exercises for real people. And whereas Paul Godino's Family Fitness Show is the longest running exercise show in the world. Paul has designed fitness programs for the disabled, wheelchair-bound, seniors and those over 60, for moms and children, low-impact aerobics, people with back pain, family fitness, and for beginners. Now therefore, we, the Butler County Board of Commissioners, do hereby honor and commend Paul Godino for his extraordinary years of service to the County of Butler and the country in promoting fitness and good health, and wish him a happy and healthy retirement. Mr. Godino.
Way to go, Paul.
Come up here, Paul.
Oh.
Paul, you've certainly been an asset to the people of Butler County and all the areas, in fact, all over the world, in promoting fitness and good health, and we certainly appreciate that. It's our privilege and pleasure to present this proclamation to you on behalf of the county commissioners and all the people of Butler County.
Let me tell you, I'm honored and thrilled to be part of Butler County and raised here for over 80 years now.
And would you tell us how old you are?
80 and a half I'll be.
80 years old.
Life begins at 80 now.
You can do a handstand.
Do some jumping jacks.
If you'd like to say anything, please go to the podium there and address it.
Congratulations, Paul. Thank you very much.
Thank
Great
you so
choice.
much. Great to meet all of you.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really don't know what to say too much, but people always want to know how things got started. Well, first of all, I want to thank all the county commissioners here, families, and people that encouraged me through the many 44 years on television. Of course, when I started out, people said, well, you're too old for that. I was 35 at the age at the time, and I really thought I was too old back in the 50s. I mean, the 70s, you know. And I thought, well, people said, no, you can do it. So I tried it, then of course people were tuning in, and it's now all over the world. It's on YouTube. You can pick me up anytime, anywhere. Just Google Paul Godino, even Italy or Germany, and you'll see me exercising there. So we're trying to get the world back in shape. And the people says, well, how did you get the name Exercise Man? Well, it's a funny story. All the moms and dads of children, they couldn't pronounce Galdino. And since I had my heart operation, I changed my name. I got a cow's valve, and so it's called Caldino. Just kidding. Anyway, so the kid says they can't say exercise, they can't say Galdino, so they call me the Exercise Man. And for a while, everybody said the Exercise Man. So I thought, why not? We got the Candy Man, the Garbage Man, why not the Exercise Man? So that's the reason I picked that up. And it's so funny, I just got a call from Florida just yesterday, and they were talking to a realtor, and I'm looking for a condo there in St. Petersburg, which I'll be going. And the lady says, is this the Exercise Man? I thought, what a small world. So I'll be going down there, and I'll be Butler County. I want to take my family, my friends, Armstrong Cable, all the employees and staff there that encouraged me. And the bottom line is people like you. I wanted to quit so many times because it was tough. Television not easy. And your encouragement says, you can do it. And here I am today. Life begins at 80. So thank you so much, all of you, and God bless you all.
You're not going to lay around on the beach at St. Petersburg with soft, are you?
I did a show there in 1983 at Pilot there at St. Petersburg. Here I am going to end up down there, which was a dream for me just being there.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for being here. Old business, Amy?
None, sir.
New business.
Under new business, the first item is the Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Sloop.
Good morning. Morning. I remember being on his show in his studio.
Some people are just hard to help.
We can have 10 minutes of laughter. It's good. And my mother used to run the camera for him. This was in the studio. studio right across from Gobble Filament. So it's been a number of years ago, and they've been family friends for a long, long time. So it's an honor, and heck, I'd make a motion that we put a copy of that proclamation in one of our hallways. So that's up to you guys.
Well, on behalf of Paul, everybody's entitled to one failure.
Can't help them all. Yeah, well, okay. It's good to take a good ribbing once in a while. Okay. We're asking for your approval to enter into a contract with the Butler Farm Show Board, a nonprofit organization that's requested our assistance in helping with traffic control for a few hours on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the farm show. And we've done this over the last several years, but we like to get a contract if you approve it with that.
And this will be at no cost to the county.
Correct. They are totally aware of our charge.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Keep that traffic flowing on 68, Michael.
Good luck with that, Ray.
Next, under the district attorney's office, Scott Roskowski.
Good morning, Commissioner. Good morning, Scott. Now, you must be one of his success stories.
I'm not in transition to this. I was hoping just to come out finally and do my business and go.
I'm leaving.
What we're asking for, Commissioners, is authorization for for us to apply for the DUI task force grant. It's through PennDOT. It's the amount of $25,000. It's a yearly grant. It's guaranteed, and it runs from October 1st to September 30th. And so we're asking for authorization to apply for the grant.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Scott.
Next, under court administration, on behalf of Tom Holman, we're asking for your approval of the 2015-2016 adult probation grant in aid. We ask your approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second
And
it.
those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Next, under facilities and operations, John Campbell.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, John.
Today I'll be asking for approval for the change order for the Government Center Annex with the PCO GC31. This is for hardware and revisions for the security over there. And the amount of $7,851.50.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Second thing I have for the annex is PCO EC11. This is with Bright Electric. This is for adding smoke detectors, door and hole orders at the Sally Port hallway in the amount of $5,688.08.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that. I want to say something. I question him about this expenditure, so the public knows, these are automatic electric door closers, not the kind you put on with your finger. So that's why they got expensive. That's why the price is high, and they're required by code for the county, so thank you.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Next would be PCO EC12 with Bright Electric and the additional light fixture and mapping in the amount of $148.12. I'm one light short, and I may run ahead and put one in.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Last thing I have is approval of demand response program with Direct Energy with authorization for the chairman to sign. This is a 2-year contract. It starts in 6/1/16 and ends in 5/31/18. We were initially signed up for a 464 kV load reduction between the government center and the prison. If we make our estimated reduction, the county will receive $38,085 over the 2 years.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that.
I also would like to say, John, that it's great that you continue to work on those kind of programs for us, and to save us that kind of money in the county is a great job.
Yeah, I had to bring my electrical budget an awful lot next year. I might even be able to reduce it a little bit.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Next, under the prison, Warden Joe Dean.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Morning, John.
I am asking for approval for 2 contract amendments. The first one is to add the prison education services to the Geyser contract from February. That will also add in the outpatient treatment.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The second one I'm asking approval for is an amendment to the contract for the TPV, technical parole violators of the state. We are going to earn $72 per day versus $70 per day in the contract, so we're going to gain $2 a day for it, which is a good thing.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second, and I have a question. Did they do, I mean, did you decide on the $2 increase? The state must, don't they dictate the price?
Yeah, in the contract, it's a yearly, you can discuss that. This went through with Warden Schaefer last month, and when we sent the contract outside, they actually emailed me back and asked, since we don't use a certain vendor, that we're eligible for a bump up, and she asked if we would accept $2 per inmate, and I think the answer is yes, so.
Okay, so it was in the original contract?
Every year it would be reviewed, so.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
Next, under Parks and Recreation, Gary Pinkerton.
Good morning, Gary.
The board is aware there's been numerous changes under the Child Protective Service law, and the law actually had an effect on my seasonal staff at the pool and at our day camps at the park also. In the past, we have always required the staff to provide criminal background and child abuse certifications at their own expense before they were to be able to be employed by the county. The change in law now requires our seasonal staff to also have the FBI clearance at an additional cost of $27.50. So which means now the total cost to work a part-time job at minimal wage is costing him $47.50. So today I'm here requesting that the board permit the reimbursement of the seasonal staff that work at the pool and as camp counselors at the park being reimbursed the cost of their required $47.50. Because one of the sad things about that, even though some of those individuals will be returning to us next year, based that their employment has been broken with the county, they will be required to provide all 3 of those clearances again next year.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second that. I'd like to say that I really applaud you on that. It's important for our young people. You know, this is, it's really important. Like you said, it was a part-time job. I thought it was a great idea. And we do have some, lifeguards are hard to get. Good lifeguards are hard to get. So that was a great idea, Gary. Thanks.
And again, it's a good thing, but the legislature needs to take a look at this. The fact that they can't carry it from one year to the next because they had a break of employment isn't right. It ought to be good for 2 or 3 years or some such time rather than having to do it every year.
And I certainly agree with that. I mean, because some of these lifeguards will come back to us 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And very honestly, we had one lifeguard that spent 10 years with us.
Yeah. So, those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Secondly, I would like to review the bids that we received in regard to the construction of a restaurant building in Winfield Township Community Park. We had received 2 bids. One was from Freedom Enterprise of Cranberry Township in the amount of $182,239. The second was from Fred L. Burns Incorporated in the amount of $174,572. There is no county dollars involved in the project. The funding is coming from a DCNR grant, a grant though that the county did provide to the municipality from our local park renovation grant program and from local township funds. Due to the fact that the township meeting is not until tomorrow night to give the supervisors the opportunity to review the bids, at this time I'm requesting that the bids be tabled until the next meeting.
Is there a motion to table?
I'll make that
I'll
motion.
second it.
Those in favor of the motion to table these bids, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks, Gary.
Next, under planning, the bridge program, Kevin Gray.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Kevin.
It's that time of the year to talk about winter volleyball thing.
Winter.
Yeah,
Kevin.
believe it or not. I'm asking you to approve an agreement with Cargill Incorporated for rock salt for the winter season of 2015, 2016. This was a bid process through Butler Cog and Shea Cog. The cost is $69.29 per ton. That is $10 less than what it was last year.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second the motion.
Kevin, about how many tons do we use in a year?
It varies.
Yeah, they would vary.
Usually only between 150 and 200 tons.
Okay. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Kevin.
Next, under planning, the CDBG program, Wendy Leslie.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Wendy.
I have one item for you today. We're asking your approval to enter into an engineering agreement for $13,000, and that's between Petrolia Borough, Widmer Engineering, and the County of Butler. And that's to do the engineering for the Petrolia Borough Stormwater Project. These funds will be paid out of the 2013 CDBG allocated amount of $100,000 that was allocated towards the project. There's no county dollars involved, and we ask for your approval.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And I'd like to just add that I remember watching the exercise man when I was a little kid. And my mom would watch him, and she was a stay-at-home mom raising 4 kids. And a lot of times that was the only physical exercise she got in a day. And she is now 84 and a half, so you may have contributed to her longevity. So thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Very nice.
Next, under human services, Joyce Ainsworth.
I'm just shocked we're here with a celebrity. I didn't know. You know, this girl.
Okay, my first request is approval of resolution number 2015-17, authorizing the submission of the 2015 Emergency Solutions Grant application to the Department of Community and Economic Development. It is in the amount of $380,492, and it's earmarked for homeless prevention and rapid rehousing efforts, and also for funding for Voices renovations to their emergency housing shelter.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
And my second item are some contract amendments for fiscal year 14-15, and this is really just to balance out the remainder of our block grant. And these are for the Iron Stacy Community Mental Health Center, for the Center for Community Resources, and the Alliance for Nonprofit Resources. I ask for your approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thanks, Joyce.
Next, under children and youth agency, Charlie Johns.
Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, Commissioners. Today I have 27 contracts for children, youth, and juvenile probation service providers that I am asking your approval of. The period of the contracts is for July 1, 2015 through June 30, 2016. These contracts are for the placement of children, counseling, and other placement prevention services.
Can we do all at once, Michael?
Sure.
And Charlie, are these new or renewals or?
Renewals, Commissioner.
Okay, is there cost increases?
There were 9 providers that requested cost increases for this year, which we wrote into our needs-based budget for this year, and that allotment was approved by the state.
Did you work a number like John Campbell does, or?
No, but they do need to justify why.
Okay.
One would be like transportation costs.
Yeah, what costs went up?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks, Charlie.
Under commissioners, our first item is we are seeking your permission for the Butler County Housing Authority to submit the following Pennsylvania Housing Affordability and Rehabilitation Enhancement Fund applications. This is the FAIR funding. The The first item is adoption of Resolution 2015-16, supporting the submission of an application for fair funds in the amount of $250,000 for the owner-occupied residential rehabilitation program in Center Township and Oakland Township, with authorization of matching funds from the Recorder of Deeds Act 137 fund in the amount of $100,000. We ask for your approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
The next is the adoption of Resolution 2015-18, supporting the submission of an application for fair funds in the amount of $25,000 for the SHOP, S-H-O-P, rental counseling program, with authorization of matching funds from the Recorder of Deeds Act 137 fund in the amount of $25,000. We ask your approval.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Next, we're asking your approval of a 2013 grant agreement reallocation with the PA Housing Finance Agency in the amount of $300,000 in fair funds, which will be divided this way: $287,750 for the Butler County Affordable Housing Enhancement Project and $12,250 for the Butler County Affordable Housing Rental Assistance Program. We ask your approval.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Next, we're asking your approval of the appointment of Richard M. Hadley to serve on the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission, replacing Bruce Mazzoni. We
I'll
ask
make
your
the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
And I'd like to say this, Bruce Mazzoni, I'm surprised he can be replaced. I'll have to, I don't know if we phrased that right or not.
Well, Bruce felt he had too many irons in the fire, and he was just doing too much, and he wanted to step
Share
down.
the load.
And Vic Hadley has experience in this line of work. This has been his life's work in that field.
He has been a long-term commissioner, hasn't
Yes.
he? Yeah, I thought so.
Township.
Cranberry. Cranberry.
Okay.
Next, we're asking your approval of the following appointments to the newly forming Tri-County Workforce Development Board. Representing business, Neil Ashbaugh of Oberg Industries for a term ending September 30th, 2018. Doug Bartosh of Unimac Manufacturing for a term ending September 30th, 2017. Warren Kapanos of Walrose Mutual Insurance Company for a term ending September 30th, 2017. Scott Doherty of CID Associates for a term ending September 30th, 2017. Melissa Mazur at Butler Health Systems for a term ending September 30th, 2018. And Vance Smith of Eagle Media Corp for a term ending September 30th, 2017. Representing education, C. Scott Campbell of BC3 for a term ending September 30th, 2018. Representing labor, Paul Reinert Sr. of the Joint Apprenticeship Training Program at IBEW Local Number 5 for a term ending September 30th, 2018. Representing economic development, Art Cordwell of the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Butler for a term ending September 30th, 2017. And representing the Commonwealth, Gail Steck of the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation for a term ending September 30th, 2017. And Linda Schell of the Bureau of Workforce Development Partnership, again, a term ending September 30th, 2017. We ask your approval for these appointments.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The motion carries. And this is a tough position to find people to serve, and we appreciate all these people agreeing to serve in these positions.
I'll second that. It's for getting people back to work. It's really important to work together to get people back on the job and help people that really don't know how to find a job or had a tragedy in their life. So I agree with you on that, though.
And last, we're asking your approval of the appointment of H. Jack Buzzard to the Butler County Communications Council.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the
Is
motion.
there a second?
I'll second.
It doesn't say on here that Jack would be replacing Kathy Jested, who was the secretary of Franklin Township, and she and her husband both retired and they moved away from the area. This position has to go to someone who is a municipal official, and Jack is the president of the board council of Eau Claire. And also, they haven't had anybody from that corner of the county, so they asked for somebody up there, and that's the reason his name came up. Those in favor, or is there a motion to appoint him, or do we want?
Oh, we've done the
I'm sorry.
motion and the vote.
I ahead of myself. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
That's all for new business.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the budgetary transfers?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the new hires?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the travel requests?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the requisitions?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the check register?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Conference time with the media. John?
I just have one question, Commissioner McCary or Commissioner Pinkston. Any response to Commissioner Eckstein's public comment about the shortfall?
Well, it's not really a shortfall, John, because we have contingency funds, and as Commissioner Eckstein pointed out, we have funds in other places, impact fees, and so forth, and we have never used the fund balance that has, in its entirety, that has been appropriated to the budget. I think last year we used 1.3 million, and there was 6 or 7 appropriated, so it's nothing to
Worry about this?
to worry about. It is a concern that our fund balance is going down. However, this year we're in good shape financially, and we should be next year also. That's my opinion.
Okay. Any further response, Commissioner Pinkston?
Well, our cash balance right now is about $1 million more than it was last year at the same period of time. So I think that we're really in pretty good shape.
John, I concur. If we make moves, we can make it work. I just wanted to address that issue, that we can make it work without a tax increase. I believe what Bill just said is correct. If we do the right, utilize the right formula, on that.
No further questions?
Kayla?
You took my question, so
Okay.
no question.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.